What is happening, y'all? Actually, yeah, there we go. There we go. What's up, Juan? What's up, Gabe? What
so
is
mellow
happening? We're gonna wait a few seconds for folks to get in here, and then we're going to kick it off. Hey, y'all. Actually. Uh-oh, Jess is in here.
Oh, what up, Jess?
Man, it looks kind of blurry on YouTube, but when I'm on StreamYard, it's very crisp.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
But... Hi, Chris.
Juan, what's up, brother?
Glad Gabe invited you. Happy you're back. That's so cute. I feel like Gabe should get some swag just for inviting a person.
Yeah. Hannah, what's up?
Juan, were you here on Tuesday? Uh-oh, Michael Bublé is live right now, too, so some people might be watching out.
Come on, Mike. Let me text Mike real quick. Let me tell him if he can,
Michael Bublé,
change his stream a little bit. Text him up. Hold on. I'm telling Mike, man. I'm like, Mike.
How dare he do this?
You gotta watch out. Taking up our airtime.
Are we talking about the same? Are we talking about the Michael Bublé or y'all?
Michael Bublé.
Yes, sir. The Michael Bublé.
Well, we missed you on Tuesday, Juan.
All right. We'll get it started. We'll get the show started since we got about 7 folks here, and we're waiting on a few more. I know more will show up as time goes on, as more people get the link out and things like that. But we're gonna get it going. And to start off the show today, I know we normally play a little bit of a game, which makes it really fun and interactive. Today we got a little bit of a special treat for you guys. So for y'all who don't know, this is my good friend Juice, aka Joe Sutton. I got it backwards. Should be Juice, Joe Sutton, aka Juice. But I first met him as Juice. And he is a comedian. He's very funny. And he makes a living off of being funny. And we like that about him. But he also loves Jesus. And so we get to talk a little bit about that today. And with that, for y'all who don't know, I've known Juice a long time. I met him in college. So we known each man. This was like 2011. Like
I think it was 2012, end of 2012, yeah, because I had transferred.
So now it's 8 years, man. So since then, Juice has done some things. His career has gone some places, and in one of those things that he has done, my man's has dropped some music, and we are going to be looking at a music video that.
You can't introduce it like that. You got to tell them it's a funny music video that we made about Juice. And Jimmy was in the video. He didn't want to tell y'all, but Jimmy's in the video. He's like he's like a co-star.
All right, so we go take a look at what we talking about. So
also, don't judge us. This was like 5 years ago.
You absolutely could judge us.
Turn your speakers loud. You want to be able to hear this loud and clear.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man. I'm so nervous. All right, here we go.
And Jimmy was rocking the treehouse hat way back then.
Always. Can y'all hear it?
I can't even hear it.
Hold on. Let's try this again.
Wait, no.
Let's try this again. Let's let me pause it and restart it. All right, here we go.
You ever just look back at yourself and just like, oh my gosh.
All the time.
And I do not have those little braids anymore either.
No, he does not. All right, here we go. Here you go. Let me know if you guys can't have trouble hearing it.
I hate myself.
We doing a drug deal with some juice.
But why did I really take the Mercedes symbol off the back and put a Transformers?
That's a good question. I enjoy it.
How did we get to this place in life?
Look how tiny Jimmy is.
Boredom. That's what it was.
Oh no. Oh man.
We were in college, you know.
That was like Guys Poshi.
Everybody wanna be me.
Hold on. You don't even make Mr. Wannabe dreadlocks hair. First of all, your teeth throwing up gang signs. Second of all, your chin hair look like tubes. Like, who? I gotta do some put-ups after that. I gotta do 3 put-ups.
Disagree. On your radio, soon up on your TV. Yeah. Radio platforms, call me Mike Crabtree. Yeah. Got 50K views on a YouTube. Yeah. It's a good day like Ice Cube. Yeah. I ain't even trying to be that.
Why were we?
I'm that dude. Yeah. Dropped a whole mixtape called Petty Kings 2 years ago with hits like the Cornerstone. Got me 1,200 down low. Now I'm back on the road. Had tour life.
I was so
Made
a little dough, but I'm still broke.
Oh my God, John, I miss him.
Had a grind working 4 months straight. Work. Got a new house, new roommates. Work. At grandma's house making 4 plates. See, I be just saying the things on my mind. The drive through McDonald's, I see there's a line. I got to the front and my car got declined. She tried it again and it still got declined.
She tried it again and still got declined.
What is wrong?
What is we doing?
Cancel. I got the juice.
What is happening?
I got the juice. And I had to kill him with another verse. Beat it dead, then I put it in a hearse. White tee, jeans, and some Converse. Or Jordans. Bills overdo it, don't get worse.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all this.
It back. These rappers nowadays, man, they style.
If y'all have ever been in a YouTube video,
Parker like Kobe and Shaq. Man, you know that's fresh. Come with the heat that
if you've ever been in a YouTube video,
college with some minimal debt. No, I'm telling jokes, cashing minimal checks.
Or a music video, you won't really know what to do in the background. Your background dancer. They just tell you to do something with your hands.
You know how we do.
So you just
because we weren't even supposed to do this in the gym. We were supposed to do this in the apartment. But we just like, oh my gosh.
Hold on.
I hope that's true. You know we all broke, so we eat beef stew. When we all walk in the building, we start to catch feelings, cause you know what we all about.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I think we're just like, yo, everybody just drink juice and just dead.
Like Julio Jones, I be running. I got the juice. I got the juice.
I missed the dunk. I missed the dunk. I forgot about.
No, that was what I was like. I'm leaving that in there because you did it again. And you made it, but I was like, I'm taking the miss because
that's so bogus.
I got the juice.
Oh.
Were those all your friends in the background, Juice?
Yeah. So those are all the friends that like didn't have to work. I picked a bad time. It was like a weekday, and everybody was like,
yeah, it was random. But yeah, that feel free to roast us for that. We don't know what happened. We just
kind of having fun, man.
Yeah, we just kind of showed up and I don't know,
drank all the juice, like
and he gave us free juice because of it, so that was cool. We you tell somebody who's in college or fresh out of college that they can get some free juice out of something. I mean, that's the way to do it, man.
I was hoping to bring some of that back to my house, but it didn't work out that way. So
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Well, that was crazy. If you guys want to see more of Juice's stuff, make sure you guys are going and checking out his channel. That is going to be a link in the description. Juice the Comedian. Also, you can find him on Facebook as well. If you look him up on Facebook, he's got a bunch of videos there as well. But I guarantee you, if you were looking for laughs during this coronavirus season, this is the place to go. That's the place to go. You get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah,
And
I appreciate that.
And then you may even see me once or twice. I don't know. So yeah, well, thank you, Juice, for letting us share that video. And now we're gonna move into the meat of our show. Before we do that, we'd like to pray over you, if that's okay, Juice.
Of course. Yeah.
So Janelle, if you want to do the honors of praying over Juice, that would be huge.
Yeah. Lord, we just thank you for tonight. God, I pray that your presence would just be in each of our rooms. God, I thank you that Juice is so incredible. Lord God, I thank you that you've given him talents to make people laugh and to bring joy, Lord God. And I thank you for his story. God, I pray that he would just share with ease and that your words would just flow through him. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Janelle. We will see Janelle later. Again, if you guys want to see Janelle later, make sure you are coming to our hangout back at the end of the stream. You'll see the link into our Google Hangouts at the bottom of the stream. So actually, you know what? I think we need a little bit of I like to have a little bit of a background to it, because for me, I know I need something to play. There we go. Maybe something soft. I don't know. Maybe that's too loud. I don't know. Something soft.
That's cool. That works.
Here we go. Okay. So to get things started, I guess people really just want to know who you are. And so I'm going to ask you this question, and you can answer it however you feel led to, Juice. But the question being, who are you today?
Who am I today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm currently a quarantine lockdown victim, but any other day. Well, my name is Joseph Sutton, also known as Juice the Comedian. I'm a full-time entertainer. I wouldn't say comedy because I do a little bit of everything, acting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. comedy and acting and emceeing and stuff. So yeah.
What's your favorite to do? What's your favorite thing to do of all the things you get to do? What's like, man, if I would do this if I didn't even get paid to do it.
Oh, it would be a toss up between stand-up comedy and emceeing. I love emceeing because it takes the pressure off of being funny.
Right.
But, like, I'm still able to be funny, but people laugh a lot more at an MC than they do at a comic, because as a comic you're like expected to
that's
like, when he gets up there,
you better make me laugh.
Exactly. As far as an MC, you get up there, and then when you laugh, it's like an added bonus. So like the jokes that might not have been funny during stand-up are hilarious while you're MCing. So probably like MCing, hosting, those are things. And plus it's like able to work on my freelance, and I'm best off the cuff. So yeah, I think that would be it.
Yeah, that's real. People are coming at our beards. Janelle, she's commenting at our mid-20s beards.
Oh yeah, it's a struggle.
It's our quarantine beards, man.
Hopefully the barbershops open up next week.
Yeah, I'm saying I gotta go holler at my boy Jacob. That'd be love.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to my next question.
Next question.
How did you first encounter Jesus? Like, what was that story? We want to hear that story.
So I would say there was two different instances. Kind of grew up going to church, but I never really encountered Jesus. I kind of went through the motions. My parents weren't people who like forced like Christianity on us because they wanted it to come naturally. Because they're like the one thing that they've noticed, there's like people who force Christianity on their kids when they go to college, like they just wild and go crazy. And so all they did was pray for encounters. So I kind of strayed away. middle school, high school, got involved in some things. But my senior year or my junior year going into my senior year is when I really encountered God for myself. I was involved in some things that I shouldn't have been, and which resulted in, some shootings. I wasn't involved in the shootings. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Basically, I got grazed. I don't know if you see, like, my eyebrow hair still ain't really growing in, but
you got singed.
Yeah, I got grazed by a bullet. And so it was one of those moments where I hid for like 2 hours, and I kind of like, I didn't know what to do. And the only thing that popped in my head was like, call on Jesus. I don't know where it came from. I hadn't really been. So I just kind of like, God, I don't know. We gave those prayers. God, I know I ain't talked to you in a minute, but if you give me that, I promise you, like literally that's how it was. And so I got home, told my dad everything. I was like, man, I want to start going to church. You know what I'm saying? I want to like get serious because it was crazy. Because in my mind, I just got shot in the head, even though it was a little gray. You couldn't tell me. I just got shot in the head. It's over for me. I'm barely bleeding. And my dad like, chill out. It's not that serious. So I get to church on Sunday. And we had never forget this, bro. We had a guest pastor who came in. Her name was Mother Mullins. She was like 80-some years old at the time. She passed away a couple years ago. But she gave a message about faithfulness. And then at the end of that, she kind of was like, and now she didn't talk to anybody. My dad was just a member at the church at the time. But she had said somebody had an encounter last night, and they had an encounter with God. And she was like, now it's time for you to fulfill that encounter. So, me, I'm like, she could be talking about anybody. That's so universal. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Right.
And she broke it down. She was like around 11:30 at night. And I was like, oh. And I looked at my dad because I'm like, and then she was like, listen, I'm gonna say your name if you don't come up by the end of service. Now I didn't know if she could I didn't know if she actually knew that. But I was like, it's more embarrassing when you get called out and you have to have that walk of shame down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up, after the service over, she did a prayer call, ended up going down there, bro. And like, I had suffered with a lot of insecurities and seeing a lot of stuff. Like one of my best friends got shot and killed in front of me when I was in 6th grade in the drive-by. They thought he was, so I was like dealing with a lot of stuff, and there was a lot of weight. I had a lot of identity issues. And when I went up to get prayer, like literally, she didn't even have to say anything, bro. She literally just touched my chest, and like all of that was like lifted off me. Like everything just disappeared. And like, I'm not a crier, bro. I'm not at the time I thought I was, I thought I was hardcore.
Yeah, you thought, okay.
I bawled. Like I couldn't even help it. And so like I was out for like 2 hours or something, and it was just like it felt good. Like I felt the true presence of God, and like God had revealed to me a lot of things that He wanted to do in my life. And when I woke up, I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, there's a lot of different, people have a lot of different theologies and beliefs, but I was like, I actually experienced it firsthand. And so I'm like, there's nothing that anyone can tell me that can change my mind, that can, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, unless they can do what she did, I was like, maybe I might hold a conversation with you. But I was like, when God moves, bro, like, and when He really wants to make Himself known, He made Himself known. And I was like, I'm a believer, man. And like, don't get me wrong, I still got my mistakes. I still made my mistakes here and there. But the core of that, the foundation of my faith, is a reminder to myself, like, do you know where you've come from? And it's always cool to see, because my friends are like, bro, you've like changed a lot. And I'm like, brother, if you would have went through what I went through, you would have changed too. Because it's easy to kind of to ignore it and be like, well, maybe God's real, maybe He's not. I'll dabble in between it. But when it's very present and He makes Himself known to you, it's like you don't have a choice, bro. You have to. And ever since then, I've been striving to keep myself growing and keep myself learning, because he made himself known, and so experiencing the presence of God was a big thing for me.
I think a lot of people need to hear. A lot of kids need to hear that, especially because you specifically mentioned you praying to God, like, man, I know it's been a while. I haven't really talked to you. This is that. I know so many kids and so many people are in the exact position where they're like, man, it's been a long time since I actually like engaged with God. But if you were to think about it from this perspective, right? If you were a parent and your kid goes away, hasn't talked to you in a while, right?
Yeah.
And then comes back and was like, hey, I'm in trouble, I need help. And you're that kid's parent. Are you gonna be like, nah, you ain't my kid no more? No, that's not how any parent, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a parent, if you love your kids like a true parent should, you're gonna be the type of parent that says, you know what? Hey, come on in. What you need? I give my last dollar, you know what I'm saying, if I have to. And I think that's how people miss the fact that's how God sees us a lot of the time. That God is not worried about not necessarily worried about when's the last time you talk to me before he comes and helps you. Comes to your rescue, right? God's just looking at it like you're my child, and I love you, and I would move heaven and earth to get to you, right? Yeah. So I think that's a lot of times people miss that. I love that you have that as part of your story. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's powerful. I know some kids are already relating in the chat. So I know you have Jackie who's like same. She's people are already relating because these are powerful things that just people need need to hear. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Oh yeah, and I will say, I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be the biggest things. Like sometimes God is always trying to get to you in certain ways. Now, he'll take drastic measures if he has to. Please don't let it get that far, because if I could go back in time, I would be like, God, I know you was getting my attention, but you ain't have to do it that way. All right,
shoot me in the face.
Right, you didn't have to do all that. And he was like, man, I've been trying to talk to you. I'm like, I get it, but you know what I'm saying? Just holler at me next time. All right, just let me know in advance. But
give me a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. So it's like he shows so many different signs, and there's so many different things that he does for us that we don't even realize, man. It's just like we don't even think about how gracious he's been. And like you were saying, how even though we've been away, like once we come back, it's the same love that it was from the beginning. He doesn't hold any grudges and like, now you want to come and now you want to talk to me. I've been trying.
Which is how we would act, right? We would act that way.
Exactly.
You'd be like, so now you want my help?
Yeah.
That's not how God is. So
keep that same energy you had 5 years ago.
Yeah, for real. All right. So moving on to my next question. We got two more of these questions left. And the third question being, how has your comedy journey shaped your view of God? I know specifically you see majority of like comics, period, are usually in a sector of the world where they feel like they have license to be as inappropriate, as vulgar, as bogus as possible. But then you have this like small niche community of comics who really don't see that like funny has to be that, right? Funny doesn't mean I have to disrespect women. Funny doesn't mean I have to, I don't know. In a lot of ways, people think that what sells funny is, or what sells as funny is hurting people, and that doesn't necessarily have to be that. That's not how you have been. That's not how anybody who's ever seen your shows thinks of you that way. And so it's interesting to see that journey that you've been on, and I'm kind of wondering how your view of God has been shaped, because you've been trying to make it in this world where funny typically means you have to do something that is quote unquote bad, Yeah.
No, okay, Jimmy, I see you with the interview skills like you've been doing this for a while. No, that's actually a good question, because my whole career is really based around my faith. So like I told you, we've talked about it plenty of times, but 3 years ago, God had told me to basically quit my job and do this full time. And I didn't know exactly what this was. I didn't know what that would look like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I had a good job, you know, I was working full time for the Vikings in production and doing fun stuff, you know what I'm saying, and like making good money. And so I'm like, all right, you know, if we do this, we're gonna start from scratch, and you know, the tithes, they ain't gonna be what they used to be, Lord. So
right.
And so really it was a lot of prayer and just kind of like, because I was already doing comedy, I already knew comedy was what I wanted to do. And so it really just was like, it was a faith move, man. It was like it was one of those things where I had to be completely and wholly dependent on God in every step that I made, and it still continued to be that way. And he's opened so many doors for me and put me in positions to perform with people that I never would have thought I'd be performing with at the age of 26. I'm 26 now, but at the time it was like 24, 25. And so like it's been a faith move, but it's really been at my core just maintaining who I am, and who I am as a child of God. So whether I'm in a comedy club or I'm at a church, you're going to get the same juice. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the same clean material. You're going to get the same. Now, I won't do a bunch of church jokes at a comedy club because most of those people get them. But it's like my integrity will still be there. I will never switch up who I am just because of my environment. And it's crazy because of the journey that I've had and the faith that I've made. People respect. You know, people respect me for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you remain true to who you are, God will continue to bless you. If you walk in that calling that God has for you and that path that he has for you, he'll open so many doors, man. And one of my favorite scriptures for my career in general is the Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. So it's like, you're continuing to walk in what he has for you, then there's no way you're not going to get blessed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When the first year, people were like, bro, there's no money in what you're trying to do. Like, it's like, you know, even my mom was kind of that way. She was like, you're funny, but you ain't that funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she only knew me as a son, you know, like I don't try to crack my mom. So she came to my first show, and then she was like, "Oh, you could actually like do this for real."
Hey man, sometimes the people close to you, the ones that try to shut you down, man.
I was like, "Mom, you ain't even seen me perform yet." But it was one of those things where I was like, she didn't write it off at all because she knew I was supposed to do something regarding entertainment, because my parents knew my purpose and prayed over my purpose even when I was young. And I was showing hints of that at a young age. And so seeing that and then them realizing, because they didn't think that I was going to step out this early. I didn't think I was going to step out this early, but I'm like, I got to do what I got to do. And so since then, it's been like, I wouldn't say it's all peaches and cream, but I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've been mildly successful as far as traveling the country, I've done 2 national tours, open for people like Dave Chappelle, Kevin on Stage, and multiple other people. Got a movie coming out soon, so that's gonna be big, you know what I'm saying? And then just doing the whole social media thing, and so like just kind of stay on top of it, but also just reminding myself to stay grounded, and that's by surrounding myself with authentic people who also want to grow. And so every day I'm learning new things, not just about the business, but about my spiritual growth. As you can see, it's right here. As you can see, I got a bunch of books, and I got books to where I read and do devotionals and stuff like that, and just kind of always just trying to grow, because the business is tough out here, man. Like entertainment is hard, but you know what I'm saying, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing. I love making people laugh, and so whatever shape or form that looks like, I'm gonna do it.
That's it, man. I love it, brother. Yeah, man. I think that is that's powerful, just to see that you have committed yourself to being authentically you. And I know, especially when it comes to show business, people are always thinking about, well, how can I adapt, right? How can I adapt as much as possible? Where you're just like, you know what? Nope, I'm gonna be me because I know who God created me to be, and I'm not. And people, your mom is thinking like, well, there's not a lot of money in this. There's not a lot of money in this. We're like, well, would I rather be me with no money or be someone else with a lot of money? You know what I'm saying? Someone else I don't want to be. So I think I mean, I'm not saying that you won't, because brother, I believe you'll be, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to get you, and you'll be able to get that bag too.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on, somebody. It's coming. So.
It's coming.
It's coming. So, hey, well, I got one last question, and then we're gonna wrap things up here. And that final question being, what brings you hope in these times of uncertainty, specifically pertaining to coronavirus and COVID-19? What's bringing you hope right now?
Man, just creating content, honestly, bro, and just staying in my word. So I just been trying to find ways, you know, for entertainers, this thing hits us the most because we really can't, you know what I'm saying, we really can't do anything. But yeah, just creating content on Instagram. You know, I started the new series, the little quarantine series.
Yeah,
so
Joyce is funny.
Yeah, that's really been blowing up, and so we just filmed the series finale yesterday, and it's gonna drop tomorrow. So that's what I've been working on. But yeah, man, just keeping myself busy and just realizing, you know what I'm saying, all things work out for my good. So I'm like, God got me. So ain't no sense in worrying. I'm like, what I need to worry for? Like, worrying is just another thing on my plate. I already got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. So I'm like, I just try to be joyful in everything that I do, man. Just stay laughing. Yeah. Stay checking in on people, and because I'm a people person. So I'm like, this quarantine killing me, because I was like, I love people and I need to see people. So, you know, it's always good. You see me on Call of Duty. That kid keeps me grounded.
Speaking of which, man, we got to get on that, man.
Bro. Yeah, you always hit me when I'm in a party. I'm like, no.
I always hit you. I'm always hitting you up, bro. You know I'm on the 18. You know you want to get dubs.
Yeah, Jimmy is cold.
You gotta roll with me.
Too cold for me though. That's the thing. Ever.
I do. Yeah, man. Well, man, we appreciate it once again. Just you coming and just spending some time with us. So right now we're gonna do a portion of the day where I'm actually gonna ask some of you guys who are watching. So if you're in the chat right now, I'm gonna ask you a question that pertains to some of the stuff that Juice shared today. And if you can answer this question correctly, if you can answer this question correctly, we'll actually throw y'all one of Juice's merch items that's on his store. So if you guys look in the description, Juice has a merch store, and we will buy you guys one of his items. So if you guys can see it here, I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Get the most expensive one. I'm just like, I can pay these bills.
Hey, so we're gonna show y'all here. So y'all can see here, Juice has got some fire stuff, right? Fire stuff. You do not want to miss out on some of these. So like some of this, like I was looking at these legs. I'm not even a girl, but I was looking at these legs. I was like, yo, them that's hot. The logo on the one side, like,
come on, Jess, tell them to get it for you.
You know what I'm saying? So you got the tank tops. I like these. Everybody knows I like tank tops. So if that's something that you got, not today, I like this. This is cold. Not today, Satan. That goes hard. So if that's something, man, you want one of these things. All right, I'm gonna need you to throw an answer to this question. And the first person, so the person who answered this question, or of the people who answered this question correctly, you'll get an option. You'll get thrown into a raffle to win one of these items.
Paying attention.
So we'll see if y'all paying attention. So in Juice's story, he mentions suffering an injury that brought him closer to God. What was that injury? So if you can answer that question, what injury did you suffer? Actually, I'm gonna go back to the music while we wait.
I'm like, what?
Oh yeah. Throw the music back in there while we wait.
Jess said she'll get the leggings.
Jess is like, yeah, I'm gonna get the leggings. Let me get the leggings. And Catherine's like, ooh, see if some folks can remember. We still might throw something out if no one can get. If no one can get it, that's fine. We'll still throw something out.
Yeah, that was a very interesting. You put it a very interesting way.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a better way of putting it. All right. Or let me ask this question.
She got it though.
Oh, Catherine got it.
Congratulations! Yay! You gotta have those sound effects.
Gabe got it.
Look, everybody gets it. Yeah, Jimmy fine. Everybody merch. You get merch. You get merch. You get merch.
He said he's close encounter with death. Yes, it was, Juan. Technically, it was a close encounter with death.
In my head, it was.
I'll give you a half point, Juan. I'll give you a half point.
In my experience, my thought process, I thought I was gonna die. Yes.
All right. So between Catherine and Gabe, we're gonna do a raffle between y'all two, and we'll check in with you guys after the show to see who wins.
All three, y'all.
Who wins the?
Play each other. No, we'll do a raffle.
All three. I need some money. I need some money, bro.
Treehouse got you. What?
Treehouse got me, man. Yeah, well, you need to work on some stuff. So, your name, so Janelle's gonna run that raffle, and we'll let you guys know. So now, with that being said, I'm gonna close this out, and then you guys. Oh, there goes Mike. Mike's in there. So he got shot in the eyebrow. He's a little bit late, but that's all good. So if you guys can see in the description, Juice, if you got that link I sent you, or the calendar invite I sent you, if you guys see the link in the description, we're going to be doing a little mini hangout with Juice for about 15 minutes where you guys can kind of ask him questions personally. You guys can talk with them, hang out with me and Juice, and we'll be there for about 15, 20 minutes after this live stream. And so if you guys are wanting to connect with him, talk to him in person, ask questions, please make sure you click the link in the description and head right over to there in about 1 minute. So with that being said, again, Juice, I want to thank you just so much for showing up and being a part of our program today. Man, it was super fun. And dude, I know God's going to do just crazy things in your life. And I know a lot of these boys want to play some Call of Duty with you. So so you gotta get back on the duty, man. But again, if you want to talk to more to Juice, go holler at him in the description. You know what I'm saying? Holler in the description. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Peace. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all have a good day.
Peace out.